It's been kind of a heavy week, hasn't it? Like Wanda Smith's passing, it really hit hard, you know?
Yeah.
And scrolling through the tributes online, it really struck me how, gosh, she was just so much more than just a comedian. She really meant something to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So today we're going to take a deep dive into what made Wanda Smith so special. We've got this article from Baller Alert. It's called R.I.P. Wanda Smith. Beloved comedian and radio personality passes away. And we're going to unpack like why her legacy goes way beyond just those punchlines, you know?
It's interesting right off the bat, just reading these early reactions. People are already talking legacy, you know?
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes, I think.
It really does. And one thing that jumps out from this article is just how deeply connected she was to Atlanta. 20 years on V103 radio, that's huge.
It is. And, you know, to really grasp the significance of that, you almost have to like understand the cultural weight that local radio, especially black radio, carries.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. Like for a lot of people, Wanda on the Frank and Wanda morning show, every day she wasn't just entertainment. She was a constant.
Yeah.
You know, like a voice you invited into your home each morning.
It's like the article says she was a comforting voice for Atlanta listeners. And that really comes through, that authenticity, like that connection she built.
Exactly. And what's remarkable is her ability to flow so seamlessly from humor to those serious topics, right? Without ever losing that genuine connection with her audience.
Okay, so let's talk about that humor for a sec. This article describes her style as like down to earth, quick-witted. What was it about Wanda's comedy, would you say, that made it resonate with so many people?
It was her relatability, without a doubt. Wanda had this incredible knack for finding humor in everyday stuff, those universal experiences we all share. You know?
Right.
But here's the thing. She didn't just point and laugh. She wove in this like really sharp social commentary. You'd be laughing 1 minute, and then the next, you're catching yourself really thinking about what she said, you know?
You know, it's interesting you say that about like the social commentary woven into her comedy, because it makes me wonder, were there any particular routines or bits of hers that really stand out as examples of that?
See, that's the thing. I wish this article went a little deeper there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really dive into like specifics about her material.
Right.
Which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Because it would have been great to really like, you know, analyze those bits and see her genius at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's something you could explore further on your own time, right? Like there's tons of clips and routines, you know, online.
Oh, for sure.
Who knows what gems you might unearth. Yeah.
That's a great point. It's like a whole other layer to this deep dive for anyone who wants to go there. But okay, shifting gears a bit here. The article also talks about her legacy, particularly as a trailblazer, like for women in comedy.
Absolutely. And that's huge because, I mean, representation matters, right?
Yeah.
Think about how impactful it is to see someone like Wanda Smith, like owning the stage in a notoriously tough industry. You know? And it's not just about being funny. It's about breaking down barriers and showing other women like, hey, you can do this too, you know?
Seeing someone like her succeed, it's almost like permission to dream a little bigger, you know?
Exactly. And it challenges the status quo,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It shows what's possible.
Right.
And that visibility, that representation, it has a ripple effect. And I think that's a huge part of her legacy, you know, like inspiring future generations of comedians.
It really is amazing to think about the impact she had.
It is. And, you know, it goes beyond just comedy. You know,
Right.
Wanda Smith, like she reminded us that you can be successful without sacrificing who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That authenticity, that realness, it shined through in everything she did.
You hit the nail on the head there. It's like, we really got to know her, even if we never met her personally.
Hmm.
And that's a special kind of connection.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about her roots in Atlanta, her unique brand of humor, her role as a trailblazer. But like, if we had to sum up what made Wanda Smith so extraordinary, what would you say it was?
That's $1 million question, isn't it?
Right.
I think for me, it boils down to this. Wanda Smith mastered the art of making you think while making you laugh.
Yeah.
She could deliver a punchline that would have you rolling, and then a moment later, she'd drop in a truth bomb that would stay with you long after the laughter faded.
Right.
That ability to blend humor and substance without ever feeling preachy or forced, that's a rare gift, and that's the legacy she leaves behind, you know?
Beautifully said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the life and legacy of Wanda Smith, I think it's safe to say that while her voice may be gone, the impact she made will continue to resonate. She reminded us to embrace our authentic selves, to use our voices to make people laugh and to spark important conversations, and to never forget the power of connection.
And maybe, just maybe, her story will inspire us all to be a little braver, a little more outspoken, and a little more willing to laugh at ourselves along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Wanda Smith, you will be deeply missed, but your laughter and your legacy will live on.